The word Nagas, Negus, actually meant king, and it actually derived from the word Nagas. And this is where the word nigger come from, the Nigger, also Niger, like Nigerian. It all derived from the Nagas. There's a conspiracy to hide the fact that the so-called human actually derived from extraterrestrials. There's 144,000 extraterrestrial genes on this planet. The Nagas were a divine race of extraterrestrial serpents. A lot of us are children of these beings. Every human being on the planet has reptilian in them as well. You have a reptilian brain. The reptilian brain, also known as the lizard brain or our complex, is the oldest part of the brain and is responsible for basic survival functions such as breathing, heart rate, balance, fight or flight, etc. Again, it says it's the oldest part of the brain. And if you anyone know anything about the extraterrestrials, the Draconians, they actually believe that the planet is theirs. They state that they were here first. That's one of the things that they allege. Reptilians are one of the most ancient beings in the cosmos. Funny thing is, I hear a lot of people that demonize reptilians, not knowing that they have reptilian in them. Remember, Enki was part Draconian. Anu formed a covenant with the Draconians for the gold. All right, and he meant when he actually conceived Enki, it was with a Draconian woman. All right, and so Enki is part Draconian. Remember, Enki also had wives. Enki had wives on Tiamat. All right, and some of us are actually offspring of Enki. Some of us are also offspring of Enlil. A lot of the ones that's nefarious, that work for the government and things of that nature, that are cynical, are offsprings of Enlil. This is why they say all skinfolk and kinfolk. These deletes don't want humans on the planet to know that they have an extraterrestrial connection, all right? They don't want us to know this information because then at that particular point in time, we begin to ascertain access to our Akashic records because all information is available to us genetically through our DEA, all right? So then once we begin to develop proficient abilities of astral projection and lucid dream, at that particular point in time, we can start remembering certain things that we might stumble upon the science to build a ship that go faster than light speed. Or remember the keys to access the stargates and things of that nature, all right? And get elements like element 115 and Mercury and start levitating ships. They may start seeing the gods and goddesses do that if we start realizing who we truly are, all right? So this is why they don't want that disclosure to be revealed. This is why the deletes implement so many distractions to keep you from going inward and silencing the mind. The reason why they make so much noise and loud distractions is to keep you from hearing the inner God. This is why in ancient times we were green, all right? Our melanin, we were breatharians. We didn't have to eat food to receive energy. We can actually go out and actually photosynthesize the sunlight and convert sunlight into chemical energy to actually navigate and exist that way. We didn't have to actually eat and consume food. All right. And as we ascend and as we get higher and grow higher in consciousness, eventually we're going to revert back to that. But we were pretty much like plants. We have a very close connection with the trees. This is why in a great war, the trees will join a fight. And this may sound crazy to some people. All right. I recommend you get back out and talk to the trees, communicate with them, their family. They really are. All right. Believe it or not, they're just suspended and they communicate through their root systems. But they can hear you when you talk to them. And with the dimensions and everything being so close and the veil being so thin, you manifest things even faster by being in close proximity with the trees and developing a relationship with the trees and talking to the trees. I talk to the trees all the time. I greet the grass when I walk outside. I'm making sure that I'm barefoot. I'm wearing my copper to increase my electromagnetic aura field. And this is all ways we activate our melanin. Because again, we were breatharians. We didn't have to, and then eventually once we start eating meat and things of that nature, women begin to start bleeding on their menses and things of that nature. And typically the meat is what causes a lot of the cancer, to be honest. And I'm not saying that everybody has to go vegan. I'm just being honest, though. Our people in ancient times didn't consume meat, didn't consume flesh. They lived off the land. But before that, they didn't even have to eat anything. We fell in layers. All right, we fell in layers. We went from not eating meat or not eating anything to eventually then going to eating plant light photons. All right, the closest thing to light, because that's what we was eating, was just pure light at one point. All right, and this is why we was vibrant colors of greens and blues and things of that nature. The more and more chlorophyll you consume, the more chlorella, spirulina, and things of that nature you consume and flush out your system of all toxic metals and things of that nature, the more you begin to purge and recalibrate your body to actually begin to get back to its original state. I have the 7,000 milligram chlorophyll composed of spirulina, chlorella, as well as cilantro and copper on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. Again, this chlorophyll comes with 4 primary components, all right? And I like the fact that it comes with the copper because the copper increases the circulation and blood flow, all right? So as it increases the blood flow, it allows the chlorophyll to even collect more of the lead, cadmium, mercury, and aluminum to move it out of your blood and properly clean and facilitate your circulatory system. Now, if you really want to cleanse your body, do it in conjunction with the wormwood, black walnut, and whole cloves. Utilize the chlorophyll with this because this is going to also eradicate the parasitic organisms, all right? Any parasites in the body, all right? They actually may be craving the GMOs and the genetically modified organisms, all right? That have adverse effects on your genetic sequence, which is proven to affect the melanin, the neuromelanin in particular, that is secreted from the dopaminergic neurons. This is, and the processed food has adverse effects on the melanin, which is what actually heals and restores us. This is how they attack the DEA. By using wormwood, black walnut, as well as whole cloves, it not only kills the parasites, but it also eradicates their eggs. But then when you utilize the chlorophyll to detox yourself of the metal, you also will have the ability to then cleanse yourself of the parasitic organisms simultaneously. At that point, you begin to step more into your light body, because we've been heavily affected by horizontal gene transfer. In ancient times, we were able to remain in homeostasis simply off the energy of the sun and the stars. Some of you probably received connection from distant star family. Sometimes the ringing in your ear is galactic transmissions from higher dimensional planes. A lot of the chosen ones are elected to actually complete certain tasks. And sometimes your star family may communicate with you to actually do certain things or to be in a certain place to pass a certain bit of information on. All right. So never underestimate your position in this role in regards to this cosmic ascension. Are literally in a spiritual war. All right. So anytime you receive any type of download, whether it's to write a book or come out with something or do anything, it can potentially add to the collective. And remember, everything has to be in alignment with love and a personification of Christ consciousness in the law of one. This is also why around this time, I don't recommend deity veneration. I recommend actually going through your ancestors if you want to get something done. Go through that connection that you know is associated with your bloodline and lineage. Sometimes malevolent forces could pretend they're deities to actually receive and usurp your energy. In this spiritual war, it's very important to be very meticulous where you place your energy. Remember, you are a lot more powerful than they want you to believe. For all high-quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension.